Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today I have a special video where I'm out at Moortown Golf Club, which is an extremely well renowned course, partly because it was designed by Dr. Alistair Mackenzie and the fact that it was the host to the first ever Ryder Cup played on UK soil. I'm playing against Rick Shields, who you might know. Check him out, you might have been living under a rock. But I'm giving him 6 shots as he plays this course in his Break 75 series, and that's me off the first hit in a 3-wood, pulled it a little bit left. You'll notice in the graphic then that yes, he did start at 6 under. That's because he's playing off the blue tees and it was about 600 yards longer than what I'm playing here off the yellows. So somehow avoided all the bunkers and the ditch, and I have 180 odd yards into this par 5. That's a little A-time which I have leaked a little right towards that right-hander bunker and splash. Whoops. Not too difficult from here though. Just a little downslope to land the ball on, so I just want it to release down to a hole. And we could start with a nice little birdie. Rick made par. Fairly standard, although this is one of the easier holes on the course, so if I can start off with a birdie, that would be excellent. Little 4-footer then on the first hole. Practice green was a little bit slower than these look, and that's drained, so who cares? Here we go then, I'm under par for the round. This is a second hole, quite a long par 4, even off the yellow tees, another ditch that runs out, so you can't really hit driver. So I've hit a 3-wood, and that's fairly horrific. Heading towards the bunkers yet again. Got to get very lucky. Somehow has. Don't know how I can class this as a fairway hit because that was horrendous, but we still have at least 200 yards in, and I'm just hoping to get over that bunker in the distance on the left hand side and reach the front edge of the green with a pin all the way back left. I've struck it beautifully. I'm pretty much done exactly what I was hoping for, and this is where it's ended up. 90 feet short and a massive signed winder. Not bad. Needs to take a chair. I'll tell you what, I'll take that all day from that distance. It has left a little 4-foot tiddler, which we think is going left to right. Could do with this. Rick has already got in for par. Oh my word, thought that was missing left. However, it did drip in. So par there. Keeps me at 1 under. I'm 5 back from Rick, but it is early days. Third hole, par 4, continuing the difficult holes. I mean, there aren't really any easy holes on this course. The par 4s are brutal. But that's split the fairway, a little peeler off the bunker, and we could not have walked up and placed this any better, except for about 150 yards further and actually on the green. But this is an A-time, 160 odd yards. Again, the iron's just leaking a little bit to the right. But if you can see that down, it's just on the right hand side of the green, and we'll take it all day long. Definitely a tough hole, and this is a putt for birdie. There'll be wild celebrations. However, Rick did actually make birdie himself, so that's something to consider. A bit left to right, more left to right than I thought. However, we should clean up for a solid par and stay at 1 under par. Although we have slipped back to 6 behind Rick again. Good on the guy. Par 3 then, about 162 yards from this yellow tee. Another 8-iron. Many bunkers to be avoided, which you could pretty much describe all the way around this course in all honesty. As I have skied this and it's going right on the wind, and that was a mistake. However, this should be a fairly routine up and down. All uphill, decent lie in the rough, not really any trouble, but that's a duff. Could definitely have done without that, and we now have a tester for the par. Oh, early walk suggests that was tragic, and we've left it short, and that's a bogey. Whoops. 5th hole then, literally no idea where you're aiming on this hole, you can't see any of the fairway. So I'm aiming the ball just to the right of the first bunker. And we've pulled that a bit, and quite honestly I have no idea. Anything could happen there. And this is where it's ended up. in all honesty, that is pretty much perfect. We have about 45 yards to go, so it's just a little chip to land on the front of the green and let it roll up to the flag would be ideal. I've kind of done that, although it didn't really roll out as I'd thought, so I still have 15 feet for birdie. Rick made himself a nice par here, so this would help. Really need to start clawing back some of these strokes, but that's not going to get the job done since I've left it a foot short. Whoops. Anywho, the difficult par 4s continue, and this is one of the toughest on the course. You can't even see where you're going, but there's a bunker in the distance, which is about 280 yards away, and we're just trying to peel another one off that. Good to aim small and miss small. Well, that's what I've heard anyway. And that's exactly what I've done, so something must be working. Driver seeming to be on form so far. Gap wedge in hand then. We've only got 110 yards to go to this back pin. Could actually say that we should be looking to make birdie here. However, yet again with the irons, I've flared it out to the right, and that's not ideal. It is on the green though, as you can see. This is actually the hardest hole on the course, and Rick unfortunately made a bogey here, so 2 putts here would clear me up nicely. That's a great line. Nope, I've hit it too hard, and that has dribbled on a lot further than we'd hope, and we've got 6 feet left for par. Could do with draining this one then, just to claw one back on the legend. Yep, nice to see that one rolling in. Had a good idea of where it was going to go. Right then, 7th hole, par 5. Ditch up the left, which is definitely not where you want to be. However, the further left you go, the better it is, and I've piped that one, but it needs to cut a tiny bit. And that was very lucky and has turned out amazingly. So we now have a perfect angle, having missed the ditch by about a foot. Another 8 iron, which seems to be the case on this front nine. I seem to be hitting 8 iron everywhere. And surprise, surprise, I've had 8 iron in my hand and I've flared it right, and that is going to go splat into that right hand bunker. Yet again though, we've shown that we can get out the bunkers pretty well here, and this is fairly straightforward as well. It's come out nicely, that's got a chance. Oh my word, that definitely had a chance. Just skirted past the right hand side, but we should clean up this little 2-footer for birdie. Oh yeah. Taking advantage of these par 5 state, that looked like I kissed my golf ball. Probably not the thing to do. Now, this is where Rick unfortunately made a double bogey on a very difficult green. So yet again it's 8 iron, and I'm aiming straight at the flag. I'm holding the pose. It's on line. Pretty good. I'm on the green. I will take that all day. However, I now have a very, very sloping left to right putt. If you can see my dad's yellow ball there, that's pretty much where I'm aiming this putt. Let's see what happens. I actually aimed it left of there, and look at that going. Ooh! Well, yeah, I'm just staring at some idiots on a tee close to us, being very loud. Well, that's a tapping par, and we've clawed a few back there. We're actually only 2 behind Rick now. So another difficult par 4. Bunkers left, which I've just blazed the ball straight at, and a ditch right, which we've managed to avoid, but that doesn't exactly help. I don't quite understand this, but I'm about 5 or 10 yards over the bunkers. However, I'm in a very similar spot to where Rick was, where I need to hit a hook round this tree in front of me. 200 yards to go, hoping for a flyer with the 6 iron, which it doesn't appear that I've got, unfortunately. However, it did hook nicely and would just come up short. So yet again, we have a pitch shot in here, but it shouldn't be too difficult. We're just trying to land this on the green and let it release out. Should go from left to right as we look at it. Played it quite nicely. Slightly awkward bounce. However, that's pretty good. 2.5, 3 feet to go then for par. On the last hole of the video. Hope you guys have enjoyed it. This would be great to go in. Rick made a par here, so he stayed at 3 over and we've missed. See you guys in part 2.